anti-Semitism is the hatred of Jews because they are Jews. Anti-Zionism is opposition either to the Zionist ideology, the official ideology of the State of Israel, or more commonly, it's criticism of specific policies of the Israeli government, particularly policies towards the Palestinians, policies of the occupation. Anti-Semitism is a very ugly thing and can never be justified. Anti-Zionism, most of the criticisms, most of the anti-Zionist statements that I've come across are reasonable, evidence-based, and legitimate. But the problem is that Israel and its friends, and its very powerful friends around the world, deliberately conflate the two so as to pretend to claim that any criticism of the State of Israel and its policies is anti-Semitic. And the last example of that I've already given at the beginning of my talk, which is the Secretary General of the United Nations, who made a very humane statement about the need to cease fire and protect civilians. And the Israeli representative immediately accuses him of anti-Semitism and of blood libel. So this is a very clear illustration of the strategies of Israel and its friends around the world. Israel is very troubled by BDS. BDS is a global grassroots non-violent movement. Non-violent, and its main objectives are enshrined in international law. The right of return of the 1948 refugees, an end of occupation, and equal rights to the Palestinian citizens of the State of Israel. And yet, the Israeli global campaign against BDS focuses or pivots on the claim that BDS is anti-Semitic. But it isn't. How could it be anti-Semitic? This campaign to demonize, this campaign to silence critics of Israel has been very successful in Germany, where it's illegal, it's an offense to support BDS, and it's been extremely successful in this country, and the British government has adopted the IHRA definition, which is a non-definition. It's completely vacuous. It says that anti-Semitism is a certain perception of Jews, but it doesn't say what this perception is. It's completely vacuous, it's a non-definition, but then there is a series of 11 examples of what may constitute anti-Semitism, and 7 of these 11 examples relate to the State of Israel. So it's anti-Semitic under the IHRA definition to say that the State of Israel is a racist project. But as we all here agree, the State of Israel is a racist project, and hundreds of Israelis say that openly, and they don't encounter any opposition. But here, you're not allowed to say that. The other examples that relate, so the purpose of the IHRA definition that the British government has adopted fully and has tried aggressively to impose on all local authorities and all universities, the purpose of this definition is to silence free speech on Israel. Its effect is not to protect Jews against anti-Zionism, but to denounce and to silence legitimate criticism of the state of Israel. And this is particularly unfortunate in the present context in Britain, because we have a government that has failed on every front. It's a dismal government, and yet it's exploiting the current situation in Gaza in order to clamp down on pro-Palestinian protest, legitimate pro-Palestinian protest. So now the government, the Secretary of State for Education, Suella Braverman, the Home Secretary, are saying a Palestinian flag shouldn't be allowed because it means support for Hamas, and Hamas is a terrorist organization which is outlawed in Britain. There is a Palestinian woman in Oxford who put up the Palestinian flag in her window. The police came and told her to take it down. She said, this is not a Hamas, it's not a flag of a terrorist organization. Palestine is a country which is recognized by the UN, and the police told her, you have to take down the Palestinian flag. Suella Braverman wrote a letter to the chief of the police ordering him to clamp down hard on pro-Palestinian protest. And she said, to shout from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, is anti-Semitic because it's a call for the destruction of the state of Israel. But it's nothing of the sort. It's a call for freedom from the river to the sea for everybody. And this, we've talked about Western hypocrisy. The British government is unbelievably hypocritical, and its foreign policy doesn't make any sense. Its foreign policy says, we support a two-state solution, but Israel has killed the two-state solution. The two-state solution is dead. It's as dead as a dodo. It's as dead as the Oxford dodo, whom I visit regularly in the Natural History Museum in Oxford. Israel killed the two-state solution with settlements and with the wall. Everything that Israel does is illegal. All the settlements, without exception, are illegal. The annexation of Jerusalem is illegal. The wall, the security barrier, is illegal. Everything Israel does and has done since 1967 is illegal. Everything, as we say in the south of the United States, everything from Izzard to Gizzard. And this government is so extreme in its one-sided position and its total indifference to Palestinian rights, its indifference to Islamophobia, and in exploiting the conflict in Palestine in order to make political capital out of it at home. And there is an official document, roadmap, I think it's called Roadmap.
UK-Israel Bilateral Relations 2030?
2030, yeah. UK-Israel relations. Yeah. And it's a trade agreement, and it's about security, cooperation in a large number of areas. But it has three items which are extraordinary for a trade agreement. It says the United Kingdom government would opposes the referral of Palestine to the International Criminal Court. What business has Britain got to oppose the referral of this issue to the ICC? Secondly, the UK government will continue to oppose BDS. Again, it has no business opposing a non-violent civilian movement. And thirdly, it says the UK government will oppose a focus on Israel if the United Nations. But it's not the United Nations that picked on Israel and has a focus on Israel. It's Israel by its actions that is drawing attention to it. So the foreign policy of this government doesn't make any sense because it supports a two-state solution that doesn't exist and is impossible. It's just a convenient phrase. And it says that the two parties should negotiate directly and sort out their own problems. This is absurd. The asymmetry of power between Israel and the Palestinians is such that they could never willingly resolve their own problems.